is ready for MOT time.
1 week later.
So, it's been a week since the car's been in for its MOT. Quite a lot has happened. I would have given an update a bit sooner, but I have had a lot of IRL work commitments and stuff. So I'll give you the update. Today I'm going to be going and picking up the car. It's a little bit frustrating. Been a frustrating week because I bought shock absorbers that I've discovered were apparently for the car, but realised they didn't fit the car like they should have. Which I'm going to look into and investigate more. I'm a little bit frustrated because thankfully there have been other areas where it's been repaired, which will, I believe, improve. But I still feel as though the front of the car is going to be a bit soft, so I'm going to probably have to redo the shock absorbers at a later date. The car passed its MOT. What it initially failed on was suspension parts, and it's just what I've discovered through it is as well, I would assume that the damage has been done from the roads. If you remember last year, I did content with regards to the state of Leyland's roads. Now since then, Leyland or Lancashire County Council have improved the state of certain roads in certain areas, or at least the offending areas, shall we say. And yeah, there was further damage that myself and the garage hadn't found until obviously this MOT. So yeah, it's the car's right again. Car's got through another MOT. A little bit frustrating because it's taken longer than planned, but at the same time, I have to give credit to Brackenash Garage, Craig and Len. They are very busy lads, so you know, I've not had any priority engagements over this past week, or at least coming few weeks anyway. So in a way, it's been a kind of a blessing in disguise as well. So yeah, so this is where I'm at now with the car. I've had to hold off filming bits of content because I've not really had much content to film, or I've been waiting on news on certain things. But that's where I'm at now. So I just not long picked up the car, and yeah, she felt beautiful, she felt brilliant. I just thought I'd take her for a bit of a road test, just to kind of get reacquainted with the car as well. You know, it's been sat around there for a week. I did have a problem starting the car because I think the battery had gone flat or something. But I thought I'd just go around all my testing routes, just to see, you know, how things felt. You'll probably hear a bit of a scraping in there. That's my rear wheel rubbing against my driver's side rear arch. It only seems to do it more on that side than it does on the other three wheels, which is a little bit of a strange thing. But I think that just basically means I need to stiffen up the car as well, just make it a bit more firmer, and yeah, try and enhance the ride at the rear. The front being soft is reactive enough, but I mean, it's not a track car. It's my daily, you know, run around and this, that and the other. I come along here because these speed bumps are particularly not harsh, but they are well, they're firm enough, and the road surfaces, as you can tell by Leyland's lovely roads, are not the best. I just really wanted to, you know, just test it and get a feel. Anyway, I thought, right, I'll go out around the countryside roads and whatever, just see if the car feels a bit firmer in terms of handling and responsiveness. Nothing really bad to report here. Obviously, clearly there's still the odd divot and imbalance in the road, especially at this roundabout, which is kind of like almost taking your life into your hands sometimes, even on a quiet day. But yeah, coming along here, just getting used to the feel of the car again, especially with not having a car for a week. It just felt a little bit weird. Thought I'd just give it a little bit of a tickle here, just to check the responsiveness. The engine, the car's been feeling a lot more responsive since I changed the air filter, and just basically went through on checking the I checked the HTs and the injectors, and they seem to be fine, so everything's doing what it's meant to be doing. This is a little bit weird because obviously I thought I'd give it a little bit of a tickle, and then I realised, hang on, something's going to pull out down here. It's a blind corner, and lo and behold, my suspicions were true. There's a van. But either way, that's what happens on these country roads. And then I just thought, yeah, just carry on cruising along. This part of the road, this is just on the return leg back home. 50-mile-an-hour road, you know, typical country roads. Just getting used to it, just enjoying the feel of the car, the flow of it. You can see there's a little bit more bounce at the front because of the problem with the shock absorbers and the strut mounts. They've had to put the original ones back in, and as you can see, the front of the car just looks a little bit too soft or on the bounces and everything. So I think I'm going to have to check on the front shock absorbers. Probably, well, I'm going to replace them anyway. I'm going to stiffen up the front of the car in terms of the bushings, especially when you go over this bit. You definitely feel it. To the right, I thought I'd seen a fox, so that's why I slowed down. I was thinking, what the hell was that? Anyway, getting going, and just really, this is just to check the feel of the car in a country road area, just to kind of, on the more sharper turns. Does handle very well. Not as sure-footed as I would like, but yeah, she's. But either way, I mean, I've got her back. I really fully enjoy her, so that's one job less to worry about. It's just the next project jobs to do. So I've got her back now. She's running well. She drives beautifully. There's a few little knocks and niggles, but what do you expect for the 20-year-old car anyway? The problem that we had with the shock absorbers turned out to be the top mount bushings, which for some reason were the incorrect size. I don't understand, because obviously I've gone through the part numbers and literally everything matching my car. Either way, it's got some other fresh ones and some other bits and pieces. So yeah, the car's brilliant. There's a few little things you would expect, but she's got a 12-month ticket now, and she's good for another 12 months of motoring, and she looks lovely in this sun. So what are the plans now? Well, firstly, I'm going to get her a wash, and she's going to need a good valeting because she's looking a little bit unloved at the minute. I'm going to be tidying up the front splitter extensions as well, because obviously the damage, I've been using tape just to try and smooth off the edges and keep things together. And it's looking a bit tatty and unsightly, so I'm going to need to tidy that up. I've got some rear DRLs which I'm contemplating putting on as well, and also I have the I have the front DRLs connected, but I don't have the indicators, strobing indicators connected, so I'm going to look into sorting that out. So there's a few little jobs, a few little tidy ups and bits and pieces to do. And yeah, I'm just glad I got her back. I'm glad she's working. I'm glad she's got an MOT. I'm glad that she's not needed any of the dreaded welding, so the areas where I thought she was a bit crusty, it was nothing to be too concerned about. And yeah, all good. I mean, another 12 months of enjoying the car, and 12 months of enjoying, hopefully, this car content of living with a 20-year-old car and trying to make it work for you, basically.
Two days later.
Right, okay, it's been a couple of days. I thought I'd do a few little jobs on the car. One of my ideas was to do an extension on the diffuser. I've looked at the parts and the fitting plates and everything, and it just look a mess, so I decided against that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tidy up my back window. I don't know if you've probably seen, but I've put like a mesh thing on the window. However, there's a sheet over the top, and even though it deflects the bright lights and everything, I can't see out the back window. So I'm going to see if I can tidy that up, and then I'm just going to see what other bits I can get on with.
A few moments later.
Yeah, so on this back window, I've got this like covering thing, and I just stuck it onto the window, and you can see it's a little bit messy, but I don't know if it's a top layer or if it's just a single sheet, so I'm just going to have a look at it and see what I can do with it. Yeah, a bit of a snag with it is, one, it's ripped, so it's caught on something here and it's bubbled and it's dried. So if there is 2 layers of it, which I don't think there is, it's going to be a pain in the arse. Okay, so I've been checking out where I can put my rear DRLs, and there's plenty of places where I could run the cables, but in terms of the length of them, they're much longer than I need them to be. I can't cut them down because it might affect the current on them. So a few little challenges, I think, with some of the mods. Obviously with the gaps between lights, I mean, just needs fixing right, adjusting, but I am looking at getting an LED upgrade, so I might actually now hold off. But yeah, a few little issues, but I now have a better idea of what does what. I might change this bulb actually, make this a bit brighter and a bit better.
1 hour later.
Well, I've changed the bulb in there. I didn't video it because it was an absolute mess about, but yeah, I've got a bright light in here now, so that should be brighter than my future. Right, well, that was a fruitless couple of hours. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, not a greatest situation. So the few little jobs that I planned on doing, I can't do. So yeah, I'm gonna have to leave it like that for this episode, or this bit of J Talks Cars. Next one I'm gonna be probably do a few little road trips and a few little bits. We'll soon see what comes about. But yeah, she's at least she's running right. Done a few little jobs that I thought I could do, but clearly couldn't because of either the wrong tools or the wrong parts. But either way, the main result is I've got the car back. If you like this comment, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next J Talks Cars. I'm kind of winging it with this content at the moment because obviously I've got all this time now to do this content, and I'll be planning the content a bit more accordingly over the coming months. Anyway, ciao bien. Right, I just want to quickly talk about my Patreon. Now, this, even though I've got sponsorship from like Powermax and I've had Car Fans and I've had Dubby and that, obviously I'm not making a lot of money from these videos, mostly because of subscribers, and secondly as well is, you know, this car content has been sporadic over the past, so I don't really expect people to fully support it as much as I would like them to. However, I've set up a Patreon where basically it has 3 tiers, and on those 3 tiers you can get like freebies and stuff like that. Now, I currently also run this for my other channel, which is Vader Monkey Vlogs, and I have initiatives aimed more towards that industry. Now, with this, with the 3 tiers of Vader Monkey TV in terms of J Talks Cars content, it's more towards like, you know, you can get free merch or exclusive content before it comes out and stuff like that. And for as little as £3 a month, it all goes towards like helping me going to film other content, travelling to maybe places or go to shows and stuff like that. So the first tier is £3 a month. You get like, you know, you get free merch basically, and you get exclusive access. £6 a month, you get much the same as the first tier, but you get credited on the vlogs, or literally on the car content, as well as a supporter of the channel. And then for £9 a month, basically it's VIP treatment where you'll get exclusive merch before it even drops on the Vader Monkey TV store. And also as well, you get like, you know, put into a raffle to maybe win prizes and stuff like that. And that's all for £9 a month. So those are the 3 tiers I'm doing for the Patreon for J Talks Cars. I am going to be working out how I'm going to skew this, because I've never really done anything like this before. This is a hobby, or has been a hobby, but it is costing me money in order to do this content. And obviously I want to improve the quality of content to hopefully keep you guys engaged, and hopefully you guys join me on my journey as a content creator, as a car content creator, and if you're into dance music, as a dance music sort of journalist. I don't know if that's a correct term, but end of the day, you know, I'm branching different types of content because of my interests and my hobbies, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. And if you like the content, I appreciate the support. If you really want to support the channel, please jump on board with my Patreon at patreon.com/VaderMonkeyTV, and obviously I will have things up for the you know, the tiers for the J Talks Cars. Anyway, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next vid. Ciao.